Today I'm going to talk about guitar potentiometers. This is an Epiphone Riviera P93, and I've currently pulled all of the electronics out of the guitar and mounted them on this piece of cardboard. I've unsoldered all the leads from the back of the pots and replaced them with this spaghetti mess of alligator clips. What this is going to let me do is disconnect these pots and reconnect them to these pots. Now I've got two complete sets of new pots here. There's a set of CTS brand pots and a set of Bourns brand pots. They're all 500K audio taper, which is the same as what was in the original circuit. The Epiphone used Alpha brand. There was sort of a mixture. There was two Alphas, one marked JS, which I'm not sure what that is, and one that I couldn't identify. But those are all also 500K audio taper. Now, first up, the new pots feel pretty different. I've heard great things about the CTS. I'm pretty confident in their quality, and I'm looking forward to hearing what they sound like. The Bourns, don't know too much about them. They feel completely different. I don't know if you'll be able to hear this. It's a bit faint, but when I turn them, they have a faint sound just mechanically. That's a little scratchiness to them. They're very easy to turn, very low torque. The CTS, when I turn them, they're very, very hard to turn, very stiff. It's probably easier once you put a knob on. The width of the knob will add some torque when you're turning it. It'll be a little easier. But the CTS is stiffer even than the knobs that came with the Epiphone. So aside from the feel, they're all audio taper, meaning the speed at which the volume changes as you turn it up matches what your ear expects for audio volume, in contrast to a linear taper pot, which wouldn't be appropriate for a volume application. It would sound wrong as you're turning it up. So in any case, all of those factors aside, what I'm interested today is do the pots actually change the sound of the guitar? Is there something about the quality of the pot inherently that changes the sound? So first up, I'm going to play through the original Epiphone electronics, those Alphas and JS and the other pot. I've taken off the tone capacitor right now to just keep tone out of the picture. Volume's all the way up. I'm playing through the bridge pickup, and I'm just going to play through a little bit of just some rhythm parts and try to dig in a little bit and listen for brightness, clarity, punchiness. And I'm just playing through a clean channel on my Vox VT30 amp. So let's see what it sounds like. Try to dig in a little bit. Okay, so I've rewired everything to be connected to these CTS pots now. The alligator clips are long and unshielded, and we're picking up some noise. Hope that's not too distracting. Should be okay for the purposes of this test. Once everything's back in the guitar, of course, there'll be really short runs of shielded cable, and it'll sound a lot better. So for this test, once again, I'm playing through the bridge pickup, volume all the way up, no tone capacitor, and these are the CTS pots now. Okay, these are the Bourns pots now. Same setup. Alright, so any differences there may have been between these are too subtle for me to have noticed while I was playing them. They all basically sound the same to me, but what I'm going to do is edit them in the video to be side by side, and we'll see if there's any difference to be heard. So after listening to those recordings, I'm just not convinced that I'm hearing any difference between these pots. I also did some other recordings direct into my FireWire interface and spent a long time listening in headphones. For a while there, I thought I might be hearing some more brightness out of the CTS pots compared to the others. In the end, I think I've concluded that, you know, the differences are so subtle that it could have just been I was holding my pick in a slightly different place or strumming a little harder. So, in short, I don't think you're going to get any kind of miracle improvement in your sound just by replacing the pots, unless you've just got some really crappy pots to begin with. If your pots are defective, corroded, oxidized, you know, then changing out your pots may make a big difference. Other reasons you might want to change the pots: if you don't like the feel, if they're too hard to turn or too easy to turn, or if you don't like the taper. Another thing that you can do is change the resistance of the pots. Now, if you've got really bright pickups, lowering the resistance of your pots can roll off some of the high end. Like if you go from 500k ohm pots to 250k ohm pots for your volume, you will lose a little of the high end, and that could be a good thing if your pickups are too bright. These pickups are not bright enough, and increasing the resistance will allow more high frequencies to get through because it changes the load of the circuit. I could increase these from 500k ohm to 1 meg ohm pots, but I'm not going to bother because I just don't think there's any more high frequencies in these pickups to get through. Maybe a little bit, but not much. What will really make a difference is changing the pickups themselves. And you can see I've started a little experiment here. I've got a new pickup taped on, and I'll be covering how to do new pickups in another video. Also, all that being said, I am in fact going to go ahead and change out these pots to the CTS ones. I've got everything out of the guitar. If I'm going to be putting something back in, I might as well go ahead and put back in the CTS ones because I like the way they feel. Maybe I heard a little difference from them, but you know, who knows. So I'll be covering how to put the new pots in another video, how to wire it all back together, and I'll be blogging about this entire project at my website, www.planetzee.com. And I'd love to hear any suggestions or feedback you might have, so please get in touch. And thanks for watching.